Hello and welcome to Raider HQ After Dark. I'm your host, Raider. And in this video, I wanted to kick the hornet's nest one more time, and I wanted to talk about something I've been seeing on a few YouTubers' channels, bigger than 100K YouTubers' channels, about a recent development in which a Georgia veteran's benefits were reduced, and she was on IU. So I kind of want to just talk about it just briefly. In addition, I mean, I'll have the live stream today and I'll have another video put out today, but I did just want to talk about it. So let me just pull this up. This is the article that everybody's referencing. And I'm going to tell you right now, just from the first part of this, the VA allegedly falsified her work history. So there's so much wrong with this because the VA doesn't generate the end product that would reduce the veterans anything. Okay. The agency that caused this was the Social Security Administration. The Social Security Administration flagged her as being gainfully employed for a period of time. She made over the poverty level, and that's the issue. They received information, the Social Security Administration received information that she was working, and based upon that they sent the VA, after all the criteria was met, they sent the VA the letter. Oh, we're woofing already. So let's read this a little bit. It's a .com site, and it's I don't know how true it is. I just know that a few people have been discussing it, and I wanted to kind of talk about it. So this veteran says that um, they slashed her benefits. They basically reduced her. This is the process of what happens, right? So there's a couple problems with this, right? Like there's a couple of procedural things that she had to ignore in order for this to take effect. She had to actually either not keep her address updated for the yearly renewal thing to see if she's gainfully employed, and she wasn't looking for that in January time period or whenever, and she missed it. So when the VA notified her, hey, look, the Social Security Administration sent us a document saying that you made a lot of money, she didn't respond to it. So they revoked her benefits. So, and now she's upset because the VA followed the process that was before them. And I'm not mad at the veteran or anything. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot, like this statement right here, like the VA falsified her work history. How? I want to know how. Like, this is the most, I don't understand this level of, I want to make the VA look so bad, I'm going to give them magical powers. Like, what did the Raider do? Did they hack into the Social Security Administration and they kind of like found her out randomly and then just put in all of her information like she made money? I don't get it, guys. Some people give too much credit to the VA and what they do. And that's why I'm doing the video, is because I saw other YouTubers talking about this and their take on it was like, I'm like, what are you talking about? That's like saying that the Raider gave you a parking ticket 2 states away. Like, there's no way the VA had anything to do with this. It's the Social Security Administration and it's the business that allegedly she worked at. Those two enterprises messed up and then subsequently sent something to the VA. And then the veteran themselves didn't follow the process in order to challenge it in a timely manner. So her stuff got taken away. Like, that's the full breakdown. I don't understand it. So I get the fact that she's never worked for the company, right? Uh, Groceries, I empathize 1,000% with this. Yes, and the VA will not immediately restore her case. Do you know why? Because the Social Security Administration says she's working. The VA gave her the opportunity to challenge it, to stop the process, because we had to have proposed to reduce and she had to have ignored that. Like, guys, you can't ignore this stuff. Number one, it's possible she could have moved and her address might not have been accurate. So this is why people with IU, you need to have your IU, or well, your address in va.gov up to date every time that you move. Also, you have to look at letters given to you by the VA. If you're on TDIU, you have to read the letters. You can't just go, nope, everything's fine. I'm just going to ignore this. This lady ignored a lot, potentially. And, it's F around and find out. Like, you didn't follow the process. I do empathize with her, but this is what happens. This is a real world example of TDIU and you not paying attention. She's pushing for an expedited review. That's not going to go well for her. Saying that she must survive on a specified reduced income, a significantly reduced income. Her case could prompt broader scrutiny of VA procedures. There's nothing wrong with the VA here. There's literally nothing wrong with the VA. The VA did nothing wrong. They gave her two opportunities to challenge it. She didn't do it. Now, guess what? She's going to go, reinstate me. And guess what's going to happen? They're not going to do that. And the reason why they're not going to do that is because I get the fact that she got a letter from the employer saying that she never worked there. She needs to go to the Social Security Administration and have them fix it. Because guess what happens if the Social Security Administration still says she makes over the poverty level for like a year? We're going to confirm and continue the denial or the reduction or the revocation of TDIU. She is not going to get it because the evidence that the rater has to review is the employer says that she never worked there. However, the federal government says that she got paid taxes from there. So we have to fix the Social Security Administration because we'll believe the Social Security Administration over the business. I would. So she's got to actually go to the Social Security Administration and have that removed off of her thing and get some kind of confirmation that there was an error and that, it's going to take a while. There's no way for her to get an expedited review that will be meaningful in any way. Because, everybody at the VA will try, but the evidence itself, right? Because Congress wrote the CFRs and whatnot. She didn't actually appeal it. They revoked her. Like, she's in full-on revocation now, trying to claw it back. And that's not going to be fast, even if there's a clear and unmistakable error. The error is not clear yet because she doesn't have any documentation from the Social Security Administration saying that there was an error. That's who will tell us, the VA, because they're the ones that feed us the information. We have to get it from them. Walmart says that you didn't work there. Okay, but Social Security Administration says you did. Social Security Administration wins. Fatality. Like, I can't, guys. All right, and I'm sorry this is bouncing around, but, you get these websites with all the ads and whatnot. Covington is not the only veteran whose benefits have been cut. Oh my gosh. That's so weird. It's as if I talked about this. Smith was informed that the Social Security Administration had evidence of unreported income. The Social Security Administration runs this process. I hate it too, guys. I don't like it. Okay, but they're the ones with the information. If you think that, like, the people that freak out about fraud on private DBQs, they will go nuts if you send us your tax returns. They'll be like, oh, they're doing these things. They're just fudging the numbers. And yeah, no, you wouldn't like that. So I know it's not an ideal thing, but the Social Security Administration doing it is there's like a chain of custody of evidence, even though the evidence might be, not good, but there's a chain of custody in that process that removes the ability for veteran-facing fraud. So I don't know if that's why they chose to do it that way, but that's the way it is. But the Social Security Administration, they're the ones that kind of They're the ones that control whether or not you're red flagged. Full stop. The VA just literally processes the EPs whenever they come across. So now he can't pay his mortgage. Okay. So that's going to be a bad day all day long. And that's about it, guys. So not going to be a long video today, and I know I keep beating this dead horse on this, but bigger YouTubers than me are reporting on it, and they're beating up on the VA, but it's not the VA's problem. If the Social Security hands you something that says 2 + 2 = 4, that makes sense to me. I'm not an investigator. I'm not a private investigator. What would happen is if the veteran had actually followed through and sent us the form for yearly renewal or yearly criteria review, especially in this case, and said, hey, look, I've never worked there, then what would have happened is if they would have done that within the first 30 days of the proposal to reduce, then we would have stopped it and we would have went and, I would have deferred it back to the VSR and had the VSR contact the Social Security Administration on behalf of the veteran and say, hey, look, the veteran has reported that they never worked at this facility ever. Here is a letter saying that and I would have kept her being paid. Because if you ever get a proposal to reduce, if you respond in the first 30 days that you want a hearing, then you still get paid the benefits until we figure it out. So nothing gets taken away. So if anything about this video, please take that into consideration. That if all is not lost. If you know it's a clear and unmistakable error, just make sure, please, guys, make sure that your address is updated at va.gov. I cannot stress that enough because it is possible that she never got the correspondence, which is not a clear and unmistakable error, by the way. The veteran had every opportunity to update their address. So you can't use that as a clear and unmistakable error that the VA never sent me anything if you never updated your address. So also keep that in mind. But if she did, she should have sent that back. And if she would have sent that back in 30 days, we would have halted the revocation process and we would have gotten to the bottom of it. And she would have had an advocate on her side and I'm not shaming the veteran in any way, shape, or form. I'm just telling you what should have happened and what needs to happen, what you guys need to hear in order to, if this should ever happen to you, what you need to do and how to retain your benefits and who, what, when, where, and how of this. Because guess what? People are telling you this is a permanent benefit. Nothing bad can happen. And this is a life-changing event right here for this lady. This is horrible. During the shutdown, during everything. And the shutdown has literally nothing to do with this other than Social Security Administration Social Security Administration might not be working right now because there's no way for the rater who is working right now. There's no way for them to get corrected information in order to overturn, and reinstate the award. That's what they're waiting on. They're waiting on the Social Security Administration to come back. Every person that's humanly there that needs to be there is there in order to, at the VA at least, to right this ship. But the problem is that there's no way to confirm it with the agency that would confirm it because we're not going to take the business's word for it. We're just not. It's not going to happen. That is a fantasy that everybody needs to grow up from. Okay? Because that's not probative because we need to confirm it. It has to be corroborated. There's still the outstanding error that the Social Security Administration believes that to be otherwise. We would still need to resolve that. Anyway, that's about all I got for you on this one. I just wanted to kind of talk about it because it seems to be out there and there is a lot of anger slinging in the wrong direction. Okay. Like the VA ain't the bad guy here. I'm sorry to say. So you guys can disagree with me on that, but the VA ain't the one that, they took it away, but there was a lot of things that had to happen in order for that takeaway to happen. So, and it's not the VA's fault. But anyway, that's about all I got for you today. Raider out.